Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today we are making cottage cheese egg cups. Now our chickens have been molting recently, so I'm kind of celebrating that they're not being a bunch of freeloaders anymore, and I'm actually getting some eggs from them. We get about 7 to 9 eggs a day. And for this recipe I'm using 8. I have about a half cup of cheddar cheese that I've shredded and I'm putting in there, and 1 cup of shredded Gruyere cheese, though I normally make this recipe just with cheddar, and you know what, it's delicious anyway. I don't always have fancy cheese on hand, but if you have a Monterey Jack or a Gruyere, delicious. You go ahead and use that. If not, cheddar works too. I am also adding 1 cup of cottage cheese. I would recommend using a cottage cheese that had a little bit more fat content. This one is about 2.5%, I believe. And then I'm adding some salt and some cracked black pepper. I also added a few dashes of Frank's Red Hot sauce. You could also add cooked bacon if you'd like to, just cut it up nice and small. I did not add cooked bacon for this recipe, as this meal is pretty rich as it is. I mixed everything together, and if you have cottage cheese haters in your life and you wanted to whiz it up a little bit, I used my hand blender immersion blender to blend this. And it blended everything but the cottage cheese. So a proper blender might actually work better. I'm adding some of my own dried sage and dried parsley to this because the extra flavor is awesome. If you're adding your own herbs, don't forget to take those stalks out of there. That wouldn't be very nice to find in your egg cup. I'm going to blend those up. And I have these silicone molds. They're pretty small muffin cup actually. And so I fill those 3/4 full. That way I don't need to spray a muffin pan or anything, because I actually don't know how these would stick to a muffin pan, but I'm sure you'd want to spray it. I preheated my oven to 375 Fahrenheit and I baked these for 22 to 23 minutes. They will be nice and moist when they come out, so don't worry, you haven't undercooked them. And I found it's also hard to overcook them, but you don't want them to be dry little hockey pucks, even if you are a Canadian. I overfilled this one a little bit, so I took some egg out of there. I had about 1/3 cup left over, and I asked my husband if he would like a little omelet out of it. He said sure. So I toasted up some of our homemade bread and I gave him this little omelet for breakfast. He said it was delicious and so flavorful, so savory, and he even mentioned that it was actually nice and moist and not dried out, which is great to know. You don't want to waste any of this yumminess, that's for sure. These little jewels came out of the oven looking so good. Now they do sort of lose their puff as they cool down. I served it with vegetables to cut some of that savory. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.